So this is like one part of the little puzzle of my introduction to this new video blog, or ayurvedic, and one idea that's behind is that through this divine knowledge, why do we call it divine? Because it's to some extent it's possible to perceive it with the senses, but all the concepts and subtleties, they go beyond at least the gross senses, which are related to the 5 gross elements. The hearing, to the space, the touch, to the air element, the seeing, to the fire element, the taste, the water element, and the smell, to the earth element. So the point is, beyond that, of course, we have the mind and the intelligence and the false ego and the chitta, which is covering the soul, connecting the soul with the material world. So how do we get complete knowledge when all our senses are limited? Right? That's the question. So this knowledge is not only pertaining to the mind and the 5 gross senses. It's some higher form of intelligence that comes it doesn't come through Sattva Guna. It is actually like when we cultivate Sattva Guna, which is described as cleanliness and virtue, etc., and we follow these ancient teachings, in the state of Sattva Guna, the soul can perceive higher dimensions. It's like a window that's being cleansed. So this knowledge was perceived by sages, initialized by an incarnation of the Supreme Divine called Dhanvantari, and he is actually the Supreme Personality, the source of all sources himself, who came to give us this information so we can live healthy and cultivate the path of enlightenment, of self-understanding, self-realization of the purpose of life. Because if we are in darkness, ignorance, we will have so many problems: health problems, family problems, economic problems, etc., etc. So that's why Supreme is coming and giving us all these teachings. So we need not trial and error, and in the end come up with a half result, and our life is wasted. So we are very wise if we go ahead and examine these teachings for their content of truth, and if we find them very applicable, we find a good teacher and make, of course, our own experiments in life, then we can be healthy, prosperous, and have enough time and mind power to pursue the path of self-realization. So that's why I am presenting this information for all those who are interested. And I'd like like to add that once in a while I may comment on the writer's written word, because I am initiated in the Bhaktivedanta tradition, which is a very personal understanding of the Absolute, which is even mentioned in the ancient Vedas is the highest development of understanding of the Absolute Truth. There are 3 phases, which I'm not going to discuss in detail now. So, because I have my understanding, my information about this subject matter, sometimes I may comment on the spiritual aspects mentioned in the books. So, please understand that. So, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this information, and bless and be blessed. Jai.